Hi everyone, today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on this super simple and natural look for back to school. I know so many of you are going back to school and university right now, and I wanted to give you a nice kind of natural, easy to do makeup look to wear every day. Before I move on, I just wanted to let you guys know that the Duff is now out on DVD, Blu-ray and digital. If you haven't seen this movie, you have to go and watch it. It's kind of like Mean Girls, or like, what's that one with Emma Stone? Easy A. It's kind of like a really just funny school comedy, and it's all about like girl power and just having like really good honest friendships and being yourself no matter who that is. And the guy, the love interest in the movie, is extremely good looking. So I'm just saying. So if you're having a girls' night in, or you just want to laugh by yourself, don't forget to check this movie out. It is so funny, you're going to love it. I also just wanted to let you guys know that the Duff are running a competition in this month's Girlfriend magazine. It is called the Ultimate Formal Competition, and I will leave all of the details below for you to check out. You don't want to miss out on this competition. It's going to be so good. All you have to do is upload a picture to Instagram of you and your girlfriends being the real you, and then add a couple of tags, so it's really simple to enter. I will leave all of the tags below. So don't forget to check out the description box for all of those details, and definitely check out the Duff if you just want an easy to watch good movie for a girls' night. It's so fun. So without further delay, let's just get on to the tutorial. Okay, so let's start off with base now that my hair is back. Base is something that I think is really personal to the individual. It depends on what type of coverage you like and need. Maybe you have acne, maybe you have really clear skin. You might not need that much, you might need a lot. It's totally up to you. The only thing to take into account is what kind of makeup your school allows you to wear, I guess. But if they allow you to wear anything, you do you. I'm not here to judge. Whatever amount of makeup you want to wear is totally up to you. If I was personally going back to school right now, I would probably go for the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, just because I really like this one right now and it's quite affordable. But today I've decided to go with the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream, because it has SPF, and I feel like anyone who's going to school in Australia might be out in the sun, and of course you want to have your SPF on, and it also gives a nice coverage too. This isn't the most affordable option, but I just haven't found a BB cream from the drugstore recently that I really love. If I can think of any that maybe my blogger friends have mentioned recently, I will pop them in the description box below. But as I was saying, this part is going to be totally up to you and your needs. I'm using this in the shade medium today because I do have a little bit of fake tan on right now, and I'm going to apply it with my Real Techniques buffing brush. This CC cream gives great coverage, but also that protection, which is great. And it looks very natural on the skin, even though you have that coverage, which is just what you want. Please leave your recommendations for BB creams and drugstore foundations below for everyone to see. I also really like the Bourjois Healthy Mix. The L'Oreal Infallible and True Match foundations are quite popular on YouTube as well. Now I'm going to use concealer, and two affordable concealers I really like at the moment are the Maybelline Fit Me and the Maybelline Age Rewind. Why am I saying it like Maybelline? The Maybelline Fit Me and Instant Age Rewind concealers. I'm going to use Fit Me today just because I like the coverage of this one. It's a little bit lighter than my foundation, so it's going to brighten up my eyes a little bit as well. I'm not doing any like major highlighting or anything because I want this to be nice and natural. And I'm just going to blend that in with my Real Techniques contour brush. I love this brush. It's one of my faves. So if I was at school all day, the aim of the game would be to make my makeup last. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder with the Real Techniques Setting Brush. I'm going to use that under my eye just to set in that concealer, because especially if you're in a warmer climate like we are here in Australia, that concealer is probably going to move. So I'm just using a very small amount of that just to set everything down. This is a really nice fine powder, and it's cheap as chips as well. Triple chops. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. This powder will keep everything in place, but it still looks very natural. I'm also using a Real Techniques Duo Fiber brush because it just picks up a lot less product. You can still see a couple of my blemishes here along the side, but I'm not really too fussy about full I'm not really too fussy about full coverage right now. I just want to kind of just even out my skin, but still look nice and natural. T-zone is that place you really want to powder because that's where most teenagers will tend to get oily. Depending on your skin tone, you might want to add some bronzer at this stage just to warm up the edges of your face and across your cheeks. You could use the Maybelline Fit Me Bronzer that I used in my foundation routine. I really like that. Or you could go for something like the or you could use something from the Models Prefer palette. It's like a contour palette. You could also use these powders to set under your eyes. There's no point buying multiple products if you don't need to. There's also a really nice bronzer from Luma Cosmetics, and L'Oreal do some really nice ones as well, so check them out. But just because it's what I have at the moment, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Bronzer. Again, I'm taking that on the duo fiber brush just so that I don't get too much product. I'm just dusting that kind of around the outside of my face just to warm it up. As you can see with this brush, I'm really not getting too much product on the skin. It'll be very hard to go overboard. You can barely see that on my skin. It has just warmed up my skin ever so slightly. I just went off camera to apply my brows because again, I feel like this is going to be really personal to the wearer, and I feel like a lot of people already have their brow routine down. Regardless of where they're going, their brows will be looking a certain way. But I just wanted to quickly mention the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. I use this for super natural days, but also to set my brows. I used it to set my brows today when I filled them in. If you don't have a brow routine and you're really new to filling in your brows and you don't really know what to do, just go for the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. It gives you some color and it also sets the hairs in place so they're not just like flying all over the place willy-nilly. I'm going to apply some blusher to my face now because I think it makes you look really pretty and youthful and nice and natural. I have a few options here. I have the Essence Like an Unforgettable Kiss Duo Blush. I'm not sure if this is still in store, but this is just a nice like little pink blusher. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. I love the Luma Cosmetics blusher in the shade Dusty Rose. This is gorgeous. I think it's only available in Australia though, so it might not be for everyone. I also really like the Dusty Girls Pink Ladies blush, which is a nice natural option. And also the Maybelline Master Highlight Blush. So this will give you a glow as well as blush to the cheeks. I think I might go for the Luma Cosmetics blush today. I'm going to apply that with the Real Techniques contour brush, or duo fiber contour brush, because it gives a really light wash of colour, which is exactly what we want. This is such a big pan of product. So I'm just popping that in there. Just applying this to the apples of my cheeks and backward toward my hairline. If you really want to soften that out, if you've gone a little bit overboard like I have, just go back in with your foundation brush and kind of pat over it, and then it will really blend that in. Your eye makeup is going to be another thing that's super personal depending on what you like and what your school allows as well. If your school doesn't allow makeup, maybe just a really small coat of mascara would be really nice. But if they do, maybe go for some like bronzer in the crease and something shimmery on the lid, and then a nice slick of mascara. I'm going to go down that route today because I think most schools will get away with that. So just taking the bronzer we used and a fluffy eye brush. This is the Sigma E40. I'm going to apply that into the crease of my eye. This won't look eyeshadowy, it will just look like you've got some definition to the eyes and your face won't look quite so flat. For the shimmery lid colour, you could use something like the Rimmel Scandaleyes eyeshadow stick. This is a waterproof one, which is great for school. It will last all day. And this is the shade 2 Bulletproof Beige. Or you could use something like the Maybelline Nudes palette, or just any little shimmery kind of eyeshadow you have, or even one of your face highlights. I'm going to use this eyeshadow stick today just because it's like super waterproof. Just slapping that on straight from the stick. Sounds so violent, slapping it on. And then just tap on top with my finger, just to blend it out. This will set in place for the day and it won't move. When I'm doing a natural eye look like this, I think it's nice to add a light pencil to your waterline just to brighten up the eyes in case you're tired in the morning getting ready for school or whatever. This is the Rimmel Soft Kohl Kajal eye pencil in the shade White, and this is the NYX Wonder Pencil. I'm going to use the NYX Wonder Pencil today. Sometimes white can look a little too stark, so this flesh tone is gorgeous. I'm not going to bother with eyeliner at all. I'm just going to use some mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara today just because it's my favorite drugstore mascara right now. The only thing you have to do is remember to take off all the excess product or else you'll get clumpy lashes. Depending on how much makeup your school allows you to wear, I would apply a very small coat or as much as you want. You can kind of judge what you know you're allowed to do. And finally, we're onto the lips. I was thinking what I would do for this if I was going back to school, and I pulled like a few kind of nude pink lipsticks out of my drawers and stuff like the Maybelline Baby Lips or the Rimmel Notting Hill Nude shade that I really like. And then I realised that whenever I was in school, I always got really dry lips throughout the day. You're working so hard all day and maintaining a lip colour is just a pain in the butt. Like, I personally wouldn't do it. So I've decided to go with the Carmex Moisture Plus Lip Balm. This is a lip balm with a tint in it, and you can pop this in your pocket and just reapply all day. So this is the finished look. It's super natural, but it just enhances what you've already got, I guess you could say. Don't forget to check out the description box for all the details on the competition for the Duff. It's going to be a good one. And that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again real soon.